Hey friends, my name is Oleg, this is Mr. Bond, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Originally, today we were going to release a completely different video. However, about an hour ago, Houdenki has posted this article about new Seiko releases, and in today's world we all need some good news. And I think this new release of Seiko watches is very good news, especially if you are a fan of Seiko watches. So let's talk about them. So why is this release so exciting? Well, let's start all the way at the beginning. So 1965, Seiko has released 62 MAS or 62 MAS diver watch. It was their very first diver watch and it was a huge deal. Needless to say, now these watches are very collectible and they go for a very high premium. Fast forward to Baselworld 2017, about 3 years ago, Seiko releases a new model called SLA017. This was a limited release model and it was quite expensive at $3,500, and to this day it's a very collectible, desirable Seiko watch. Big reason why this watch was so hot and so hotly anticipated, because it is kind of an homage, a modern interpretation, if you will, of the 62 MAS diver watch. Alongside this expensive limited release watch, Seiko also released two other models in the same year, 2017, Seiko SPB147 and Seiko SPB149. I have reviewed 053 model not that long ago, and it's a fantastic watch. It has a lot of great attributes to it, great movement, great finishing on the watch, probably one of the best finishes on the watch that I've seen in that price category. The overall design and the aesthetic of the watch really impressed me and I was a huge fan. If you watched that review, you know that the two negatives that I had with that watch, number one, the size was slightly too big at 42.5 millimeters, and number two, it only came with the rubber strap option. The SPB053, the watch that I reviewed, only came with the rubber strap option. The SPB051 came with the stainless steel bracelet. So now that brings us to today, April 23rd, 2020. Of course, the world is dealing with a lot. Baselworld this year was cancelled. Rolex and Patek have postponed their releases. Also, Tudor has postponed their releases indefinitely, probably until next year or maybe fall of this year. However, Seiko here comes in with good news, some much needed enthusiasm for the watch community, and drops on us a whole bunch of new models alongside these four: SPB143, SPB145, SPB147 and SPB149 models. What's exciting about this release is the fact that Seiko actually listened to the feedback of their customers. People were really excited about that SLA017 model. However, it was limited edition and it was quite expensive at $3,500. So what Seiko has done here, something that they haven't done in a while, they took the same design cues and made that watch more affordable. They didn't give it as good of a movement, and probably the finishes aren't going to be as good as this $3,500 model, but all in all, it's a fairly comparable watch for about a third of the price. So these new models will be starting at $1,000 and going up to $1,400, which is still not cheap, but it's a lot more affordable than $3,500. Now remember that SPB053 model that I reviewed and I was really impressed with. Well, these new watches, first of all, I like the look of them more, but secondly, they have actually improved on the two negatives that I had. Number one, they do come on the bracelet option, and number two, more importantly, they come in a smaller size of 40.5 millimeters. They're also not overly thick, only 13.5 millimeters thick. And it's also really cool to see not just one, but four different color variations. So let's go through them. We have SPB143, that's the one with the black and white bezel, the one that looks a lot like 62 MAS, and probably my favorite variation. We also have this SPB147, the one with the gilt writing and the gilt and black bezel. That model, from my understanding, only comes on the rubber strap. We also have SPB145. It looks a lot like SPB143, slightly different color of the dial. Also looks very attractive, but again, I think I prefer the 43 over the 45. And finally, we have the limited edition SPB149. So that's the most expensive watch because it will be a limited edition watch with 5,500 units only. And this limited edition is the most expensive watch. It's going to be priced at $1,350. The other two models, the SPB143 and 145, will be priced at $1,200. And the gilt writing version on the rubber strap will be priced at $1,000. All models will be released in July 2020, and all of them will have the 6R35 automatic movement that beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour, has 70 hours of power reserve. Of course, it's an automatic movement with hacking and hand winding, 24 joules, and it has a date complication. Of course, all of these watches are ISO certified professional diver watches, and they also have this coating that's called DiaShield coating all around the case, which protects the case, and it is, I believe, 4 or 5 times harder than steel. So your case will be in a pristine condition for longer. It is a little bit harder to scratch. And from what I've seen with the SPB147, these watches have fantastic finish. So you do want to keep them in a pristine condition for as long as possible. There you have it. That's the video. Those are some of the new Seiko 2020 model releases. I am very excited about the SPB143. I really like the look of that watch, and I am considering to pick one up in the future. Now the pricing is a bit high. I mean, $1,200 is not $3,500, but it's still not the affordable $200 Seiko watches that we are used to. My prediction is in a couple of years from now, these watches will be available on the gray market for a lot less. Probably you can score them for about $900, $800 US, depending on the availability, of course, of these watches. But I'm guessing that in about 2 years, these watches will come down in price quite a bit, especially on that gray market. I appreciate you watching this video until the end. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That helps out quite a bit so we can make more videos like this in the future. And leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this new Seiko release. Do you like them? Do you hate them? What other watches do you want Seiko to release in the future? Leave all those thoughts below. I always enjoy reading your comments. By the way, today on my wrist, I'm wearing my early 90s Seiko 5 watch. I picked it up from a flea market for about 30 USD. Great condition, works like a charm, and it's one of my favorite Seiko watches in the collection. I did a full review of this watch. That video can be found on the YouTube channel. I will also leave a link to it in the description below. Also, in the description below, there are 2 other links. The first link is a link to bondnativestraps.com if you're looking for a great quality native strap and want to support this YouTube channel at the same time. Buying one of these native straps is a great way to do so. The second link is a secret link. Have a look if you're curious. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're staying safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Here's more snacks for you. You just had a banana, but I guess you need more. Need more snacks.